Hey everyone, it's me, Chris from Body Nova Fitness Coaching. And I'm doing this video because I wanted to add to the beginner's guide to weightlifting for body transformations, because I think this is a mistake and I see it over and over and I see it all the time. And one of the things I learned about in education is not so much to focus on the excellers, the people who are going to succeed no matter what because they're either driven or they got good genetics or whatever. You want to separate the gap between the underachievers and the overachievers and make it and get everybody what they want, and help everybody get what they want and achieve their goals, work toward their goals. So I pulled this section out because that video was getting too long, but I wanted to drop this study on you because in that video I'm talking about how people would usually underestimate their strength or underestimate their performance, okay? So as you're looking at these things and you're looking at these percentages, if you have too big a gap between what you do and what you can actually do, one, you're not going to perform your body. You're not going to give your body a reason to get the adaptations that you're seeking, because we're using resistance training to make our body adapt in a certain way. We're using cardio, we're using nutrition, we're using all of this to get our bodies to adapt in a certain way. So if you don't give your body enough of a stimulus for this to happen, that's not going to happen. So because as I do this, I'm doing all these things because I know that there are certain reasons why certain people succeed and there are certain reasons why a lot of people fail. So I'm trying to close the gap between the underachievers and the overachievers, because a lot of it is just really simple things like your mindset. This study is called Self-Selected Resistance Exercise Load, Implications for Research and Prescription. Okay, that's sciencey. I'm a sciencey guy, but let me break that down for you. So what they did in this study is they said they took a bunch of men. It's a large group of trained men. These are people who are already working out. They're trained men between the ages of about 20 and 30, okay? And what they did is they asked them, okay, what's your 10 rep max in the bench press? All right? They asked them, and then they had them go out and perform reps with that weight. People are saying, well, they're all men, so it doesn't apply to me women. Actually, it actually would apply more because culturally, you're taught not to work hard because hard work is supposed to be associated with manliness, which I think is BS, but, I can't get people to buy out of that, so anyway, so it actually is more because you fit deeper into this mindset than the men, all right? So they took these guys, 160 men between the ages of 20 and 30, and they said, okay, what is your 1 rep max? Your 10 rep max. So what is the maximum amount of weight that you can lift 10 times, okay? Most of those subjects could lift at least 15 times. The average was 16 reps, okay? So, but the most common difference between what they could lift and what they thought they could lift and what they actually could lift was most common was 15, but the average was 16, because there's some people that scored as high as 20, So anyway, as I'm saying that, so that's between 10 and 15, as you see the percentages that I'm going to put up here for each group, that's a large rep. 1 rep is about 2 to 3%. So at 15 reps, you're sitting at, or 16 is the average, but you're sitting at what, 12.5 to 15% difference. Okay, so that will, if your goal is building muscle, that will knock you out of that goal. If your goal is building strength, that's why vast enough to knock you out of that goal, to where you're not lifting an appropriate weight to get what you should be able to get from whatever rep scheme or whatever program that you're on, unless there's some sort of way to intensify it by making you lift with more volume. But that's a whole different story, because most people don't do those type of programs. So I'm saying this to say, if left to most people, if left to their own devices, they'll make the mistake of working at a level that is way too low for them to achieve what they're looking to achieve. Okay, so that's where that kind of comes in. So and this plays out because a lot of people, you'll watch them and they'll have, for example, if you say 20 reps is obviously not heavy weight. It's it's not a heavy weight. Okay, it's an endurance type of weight. But what they'll do is they'll perform 20 reps with, in this case, a weight that they could probably lift 25 times. All right, so if you know the way the body works, it doesn't give you any adaptations you don't work for. So basically, you're going to have to push yourself out of your comfort zone for your body to say, hey, this homeostasis thing, which is basically just sitting there not doing anything, your body wants to be good at that. So if you keep pushing yourself and you keep pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, your body does everything that it needs to do to make what you're doing in your daily lives your new comfort zone. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're lifting at least, if you close that gap from 5 or 6 reps down to 1 or 2, at least you stay in the realm of what you're trying to achieve with the lifting. And that's kind of my whole point with this. I want you guys to be in the same realm, at least in the same realm, or close the gap, so that you can get what you want from your fitness. Okay, so that was kind of my whole point in doing this, and having you realize that it's not uncommon for people to underestimate their abilities, their strength, their endurance, whatever you want to call it in this case. So really look to seize those opportunities to push for a little bit more.